Hey Shay babes, it's me Andrea. Finally here. Okay, so my message is make sure that you show up for yourself because as a woman we have responsibilities, duties, expectations. All of these things we have as individuals expected of ourselves in a day time frame. So, of course, we try to prioritize, and it's not even easy to do what's most important, especially first. So, what's most important we should do first, earlier in the day, the best that we can. And then if we have time, then we have time for the things that we want to do or the things that we didn't have time for earlier. Okay, so with that being said, everything on you doesn't have to necessarily be a pressure. It depends on how you look at it, and it depends on how lightly but strongly you push yourself. You can push yourself. The harder that it is for you to do something that you're supposed to do that you really don't feel like doing, the push is harder, more difficult, I should say. The push is a little more difficult, but depending on how you perceive and give yourself the pat on the back for doing the best that you can makes it a little easier and helps you take the pressure off of yourself. Okay? So there are things that I'm sure we have like hobbies, interests, me time. Those are all things that come further toward the end of our day, but we still want to squeeze it in before we go to bed. Okay? But if the things that we did earlier in the day that were more important were difficult, it we appreciate the leisure, me time at the end of the day. So during the day, look forward to what is to come later on in the day, and it helps push you a little better. My matcha tea helps push me, okay? If it was the summertime or the spring, it would be so much easier for me, but um it has been hard without this. I'm so solar powered that it don't make no sense, okay? So I got my self-love going. I got my motivation going, but I don't have the in the motivation. So I'm motivated to do what I need to do because I know it's what I need to do, and I know that I'm giving myself credit the entire time for pushing myself the way that I do. But what it does is it makes me kick right into my me time of nothing versus my me time of hobbies and things that I want to do that aren't really priority in the beginning of the day. And that's something that I need to work on. We need to work on at least twice a week, squeezing in our interests or things that we wish that we had time for that we tend to feel can wait because it's not priority, when reality it really is priority. It is priority. It's priority for your soul. It's priority for the goodness within yourself. It's it's always good to relax and decompress. It's even simple things like something simple like a shower can be hard to do at the end of the night, but you know that it is so decompressing and relaxing that it kick jumps you into your me time. It's the perfect kick off into your me time, okay? And to let the beginning of the day, the responsibilities of the day, be the reason that you poop out on the rest of what you deserve is not good. It's not good. And by the seasons being the way they are, the season being the way that it is, we're not in a hurry to go get out in the snow and in the cold. It's more difficult to get out of bed because we want to stay snuggled under the covers. But because of what's expected of us in certain time frames, we push ourselves. So that's why I keep saying that it's so important to make sure that while we're pushing ourselves, we're not putting a pressure on ourselves. So the way that we view it, we shouldn't make things in our life that are expected of us to be like a chore or like a duty, because it makes you feel like you're doing something that you don't want to do, when realistically it's just something that's not as easy for you to do at the time. Okay? So love yourself enough to do whatever it is that are small things along the way in between that puts a pep in your step or some extra umph in your everything. So like, back to now, this isn't really so much about hair, big choppers, bald babes, okay, bald baddies. So I'm not necessarily talking about hair, but as a woman that finds such joy in my hairstyle being the way that it is, I do want to say that even something small like keeping my hair cut the way that I feel most attractive to myself is important, because when I'm out and about doing what I need to do, true enough, it's the winter time and my head is covered, how I feel inside is still there no matter what. Okay? It's going to be on and popping when the summer comes. But all of our joy really starts inside and illuminates outside. Okay? So like femininity. Femininity is something that isn't necessarily on the outside. I could wear anything that could be deemed as masculine and still be my feminine self, because that is what I embody internally. Okay? That joy that I feel presently is internal. And so even though I don't necessarily do everything with ease, but it is still with that piece of joy inside that I have, that I feel good about myself. Okay? So in between are the things that we don't feel like doing, or our hours at work, our environments, our time frames that we have to do what we need to do as pressure on us, anything that could be deemed as taking from you psychologically, spiritually, taken from your mood, can be replaced in small increments by interests and things that make you feel good in between. Okay? So like, if you're at work but you love sweets, keep some candy with you close somewhere. Okay? Or if music makes you feel good inside regardless of what's going on around you, then find ways to play the radio low nearby, or keep your headphones in one ear, or keep a tune in your soul and sing to yourself throughout the day. So it's like, even though we are in the midst of our must do's, we still can do the little things that count to make it a little easier. Okay. So with that being said, God be with you, and we all just do the best that we can on a daily basis. And the small things, like even me giving you a friendly reminder to do the small things, matter. So with that being said, God be with you. Bye.